of their business, because all businesses are going to transition to new owners, or they're going to be shuttered sometime in the future. So the more you can prepare now, the better you are. So today I wanted to just talk about transition planning specifically, and why it's actually in our company name, because it was really the core of our founding when I set up the firm about eight and a half years ago. And the reason I think it's important is that business owners that plan their transition properly, both for themselves and for their businesses, ultimately get through a transition event in much better shape than those that leave it to the last minute and hire an advisor just to take the business to market, if you will. So I felt when I left a large advisory firm that we could spend more time up front with business owners to really help them to plan a transition, think about the type of transition that best suits them and their family and their needs, and then prepare them for that specific transition. And ultimately, going through a transition planning process, you want to have three outcomes. And clearly, number one that everybody thinks of as the headline figure. It's the better value, better price, better value for your business. That's only part of the equation, though, because the second thing you want is better terms. You want to have terms that suit you. You want to be able to leave on your terms, on the timing that you want to leave your business. You want to have the payment for your shares or your assets at closing. You don't want to have a whole lot of continued payments and vendor notes, things like that. So you want to have a clean exit with better quality of terms. And thirdly, what you want is less stress. We all want less stress, but transitions of ownership, particularly for baby boomers and folks that have had their business for a very long time, can be highly stressful. And no matter what I tell clients as we go into a process, due diligence is horrendous these days. I think it's really over the top what buyers, particularly sophisticated, experienced buyers, do when it comes to due diligence, and that is highly stressful. And plus, this is your baby. You've built this great business, and now you're transitioning to new ownership. And even if it's to your kids or to your management team, that can be really stressful. So that's the third thing, is less stress. So a good transition plan will result in those three things: better value, better terms, and less stress. And that's our goal with Transition Advisory Partners, is to prepare both the business and the owners for a transition event. So that's it for this week. Next week, I'm going to talk about what transition planning is not. And I'll let you know, I'm actually going to be a very long way away from here. I'm going to be, this time next week, I'll be in Sulawesi, Indonesia. I'm going to be scuba diving with a bunch of friends, or a couple friends, for about a week. So I'll probably pre-record something and post that before I go, or when I transit through Singapore. But I hope you have a great week. For any of my Canadian friends, mostly Canadian friends I think that are watching this, or business owners from Canada, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving long weekend. As you can see, we've got some great weather here on the West Coast. Hopefully it holds through the weekend. But I have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.